What is up, YouTube? So today we're in the Sierra Nevadas setting up our campground, and it's pitch black out here. Let me see, forgot my camera gear. So we got tents way back there, and then we got my tent going up here.
Okay, ready?
Well, so the way
James isn't gonna
the way this works is your metal poles clip in right here. They got little tabs with little feet that kind of V-shape everything, and then it arches its way all the way up to the top. Same thing here. There's little tabs up at the top, and then it goes all the way around. So if you decide to get this tent, this is what you're looking at. The cool thing about this tent is it just hangs from the metal frame. So if you look right here, right here, you'll see the little hooks. I'm trying to show you because it's dark. People are still talking over there. But yeah, it just free hangs suspended from the metal frame setup, which is pretty dope. And this is what you get when you let someone else put up your tent.
Don't blame me.
Unreal. Unreal.
I see the door.
What? James, what not to do?
Yeah, so first of all, don't let a person named Giselle put up your tent.
It was Michael.
Wait, hold on. No, I want to show you guys. Look,
He
it
said the
this
door
up.
was
But-
right there.
Look,
Yeah, let me
look at the door.
put the rest of this up so that way I have a place to sleep
not
before
even on this-
it gets
That's
too
why I was
dark,
too
because it's getting
stressed out.
cold out here. So this is what it looks like when it's completely done.
It was way faster this time.
Yeah, just as long as you know how to put these in, which I showed you the skeleton, everything else just hooks around. And then right through here, you have Velcro. So Velcro that, it goes all the way down. You don't need to do the top one. If you're shorter, what they recommend is not putting the feet on yet, but taking it off right here. So it drops it down one pole length from here to there. See if that'll focus. It's dark, so it's hard to focus anything right now.
Hold on, Mama.
So from, let's see,
Hold on.
this area to this area, you take out that link and then set it down and get everything draped across. That's what it recommends. And then of course, let's see, forgot I had a flashlight. And then you have this 7-foot roof. And as you can see, it's huge. So, I mean, it was enough to put 2 queen size beds in there last time. A little bit tight, but it worked. And we had like a 2-foot gap walkway in the front. So there it is. It's the tent set up. Couldn't really see it at night. We have the full quick connectors that pop everything up real fast, front to back, with the awning. And then right here on the back side of these poles, they're flat, so that way they don't rotate in the coupler. Push the button down, and this whole thing slides down. This top piece is just draped on. They put it on backwards. As you can see, the Velcro is supposed to go on the inside. You have your little door flap here, so that way you could step on, so you could take off shoes and whatnot. Got a power area to slide the power through if you have a generator running. And then at the very top up here, you have one curved brace on one on each side that completes your rain fly, keep the rain off. And then you have your poles all the way up at the top with a spring-loaded mechanism that allows you to stand up in the center, push up on it, and all this whole area without the rain fly pops up really fast and simple. And then you have all your power hookups in there as well. And this one's supposed to be a 10 by 10. You have your vents, one on each side. But this is what it looks like with me next to it. 6-foot ceiling. Okay. So that's what it looks like. And then you have your windows on each side. This is the Ozark Trail Walmart pop-up tent. And that's what it looks like. The Coleman one is similar. I prefer Coleman everything only because that's what I grew up with. But I mean, for the price, Colemans are like, for a 6-person, they're like 160 or something like that, 140. This one was 89. So I mean, you could buy 2 tents for the price of 1 tent of the Coleman, but if you're only buying 1 tent, it's up to you on the build quality. I mean, you could buy 2 tents. If one breaks, you get another one. But locking mechanism, just press in, this slides down. So that's the Ozark camping tent. Okay, so we got the Coleman Target Special with Michael.
Hi.
He comes with it.
Dirty in there. I come with it.
He comes with it. He's an Insta Popper upper.
What?
This is a 6-person, and this one's gonna run you about $70 if it's not on sale, and when it's on sale it should be about $49 or $59 for the 6-person. You got this guy over here just cruising. This one right here does not have the pole for the backside. So typically Coleman tents have a little lip here so that way you can run a rain fly rod all the way across the top. This one doesn't have that. The 6-person, I mean, when they say 6 people, like they're really fitting in like 4. So, and then the inside, this is the Flatwoods 2. They have the Flatwoods 1. It's a 4-person, and this is what it looks like from the inside. You have a little pouch hanging over there. Okay. Surprisingly, this is pretty thick material. A little pouch right there, and a twin size with the tarp bottom. And then, of course, you have one vented window here, one over there, and one in the back that you cannot close. They're protected by the rain fly. What I like about this tent is the reverse stitching here for the zipper, so that way if it does rain, water is less likely to get in versus if it was this way. Okay, and then you have your pull little pull straps here that allow you to grab this thing with ease and really zip it up easily versus the little metal zipper tabs. So these little pull tabs I like better. And then you have, of course, your little thing that comes down to block the water from going into the zipper as well. This is all tucked up under there, so it doesn't need it. And then you have a split window, which is pretty cool. So you could lay one flap down or 2 flaps at once. And then you have a little zipper compartment here that you unzip where you could put the power through if you have a generator. And it says right there that it's a 10x10 WeatherTech. Typically Coleman always has the tarp bottoms, which is cool because if you forget your tarp, you're still okay. A lot of the other like higher end brands that cost you a crap ton of money have this as the bottom. So that's something to consider. And this is what it looks like with me next to it. So if you look, there's way more head clearance than the other one. This one says it's 6 foot as well. Same thing with the other one, but I think it's due to the dome right here. There's kind of peaks at the top and then cuts down. So I think they do that so that way it could break the wind. So if the wind hits this, the dome tent, it'll go up and over. So the lower your dome tent, the better it will do in wind versus your other one, like that one. That one's gonna catch the wind, but it's more of a traditional roof style. Okay, this is what it looked like in the regular dome tent. The meshing is the same in it, but as you can see, the only place I got the most room is in the center. Okay, and then once I get to the sides, like instantly I touch the roof, which is okay, but the other one's a lot taller. This one is good if you don't really mind standing up in the center, but just remember your queen size bed will protrude out. So getting dressed, you would have to stand in the center or hunch down over here in the corner, like in here to put stuff on. Same thing with smaller tents. The roof would be just like this, and it sucks when it's cold outside and you're doing that. But these pull straps or pull handles are pretty dope because, I mean, you're able to grab them and they are flexible. They just seem to work a lot better than the solid tabs. As far as the zipper's concerned, I don't know if these are YKK zippers because the little tab's not on there. Hopefully they are. I like these. I wish they were a lot bigger though. I mean, you can compare them to my finger. They're normal size zippers, but the bigger ones are a lot better. But that's usually on military bag stuff. So as you can see right here, it pops through for your rain fly and then wraps all the way around onto the other side. So here we got the Coleman 10x10 all day tent. This is a 7-foot top. So if you want something that's going to be multi-purpose, this is the one to get because of the way it's designed. So you have your canopy that goes around your rods, and then you drape the canopy on top, and then once you do that, you'll have this just free hanging, and you could use that as a shader for like your soccer games or football games, whatever you want to use it for, motorcycling, whatever. You have a window there, no window in the back, and then you have your window here. So that's pretty cool. And then say you decided to stay the night and want to go camping, what you end up doing is you just come in here and grab these and snap them over it. So this one's a little different. The rain fly is actually separate from the tent as far as how you manipulate it. These ones, you put the tent up first and then you put the rain fly on top. This one, you could put the tent up or you could put the rain fly up. Doesn't matter, you could use them vice versa and still use them functionally, okay? So what I don't like about this tent is this flap that goes all the way around. It does have the reverse zippers so when the water goes through, but I don't like how this goes around because this always gets snagged. So as you're going, it's always getting snagged. So I kind of like pry away the zipper. Okay. You have one vent flap here, one in there, like I showed you. You have your meshing. This is a little bit coarser, typical for the top of regular tents. As you can see, there's pretty good room everywhere. Okay. And this is what I look like standing up, not in the center, but pretty close to the area. Okay. You have your free hanging pockets, and you want to look for these free hanging pockets. You don't want them tucked up against the side, and the reason for that is when you put your stuff in, it pulls it away from the wall. And when it's in the morning, the walls will actually start sweating, and moisture will touch them. So if you have your phone and stuff in one of these, the moisture will touch your phone, and if you have sensitive electronics in there, of course the moisture is going to jack it up. Okay, so it looks like you could hang something from the center, lantern or whatever, if you have like a little carabiner hook, and light up this whole thing. And then of course you have, it says 50 protection UV guard, so pretty good setup. These are not all weather these are not all weather tents because they're not like a canvas or anything. They do wick away with the vinyl. So if you want to make it all weather, definitely consider treating it before taking it in the rain. They do wick away water, but they won't in a downpour. The water is eventually going to get in, seep in through the material, so you would have to treat that. So this one you could use as a shader. That one you can't because the tent's attached to it. Okay, same thing with this tent. You can't use the rainfly as a shader because it requires the tent as the structure, or to complete the structure for the actual rods to go in before you could attach the rainfly. This one here, you could put up the poles and then drape the rainfly on top, use it as a shader. And you could also take the rainfly off, put the tent up, and then leave the top open, or you could drape the top on and use the tent at the same time. This one's a 10 by 10. It's considered to be a 4-person tent, which I completely disagree. I was able to fit 2 queen size mattresses in here last time, and they fit okie dokie. I mean, 7-foot ceiling, vertical walls. I mean, you could stand up anywhere in this spot and you're gonna get the full effect of the tent, versus these that have like a taper to them, and this one that has a dome starting down at the bottom. This one just goes straight up, but this one is a lot harder to put up. It requires a lot of assembly. So you would put up you complete the structure, put up the sides and the metal poles, and then you drape the stuff on. This one, you slide the poles into the tent, and then everything pops together with only 3 poles. This one here's the fastest, and it goes together instantly. So if you don't mind the assembly process, I recommend this one, hands down the best. It's a lot thicker material too. So this is almost like double the thickness of like a traditional fabric there. If you're looking for something that's budget friendly, because this one's going to be about $140, somewhere around that range. If you're looking for something a little bit budget friendly, definitely consider that one and that one. This one's your traditional one. I like this one because it has your higher ceiling and it domes, so it allows you to break some wind if wherever you're camping decides that it's going to be windy. This one is not going to be able to break the wind as much, but it does have these vent areas where it's not attached directly to it, so it'll allow some wind to actually flow through there. This one is just going to go up and over the smaller ones as well, and I do recommend those if you're going to get into a windy situation. You're going to want like a 1-person or a 2-person tent. Get that height a lot lower, but just remember it's harder to get dressed in the stuff that's a lot lower. Then I recommend this tent if you want an Insta tent. I recommend that for everyone, that or the Coleman one, because you don't have to assemble anything or much of anything. Okay, so that's going to complete this quick put together of these 3 tents. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to help you on those, or at least I'll see if I could find some answers if I don't know them. But I'm pretty well versed with the tent side of things, so definitely leave those comments down below. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting, definitely consider subscribing. Until next time, guys, see you in the next one.
I guess it's just too strong. Still losing control. Left all my problems at home. I'm going no more. You are my fancy home. I'm no longer alone. This is real. Come on, no. But I'm scared I can let go. Show me love and I'm more.